No, it says West Indian on the
line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Today, happy birthday, Charlie Esser. Another year older, another year wiser, another year sexier. Loathe Hellfire this week braves the Arctic temperatures of a whole 27 degrees in Florida. And Phil
50 in Jersey.
And Phil gets some secret. Wait, 27 degrees. No, it was like -3 when I was driving to work the other day. I can't even. All right, you know what? Capes and Lunatic starts now. You kill me, girl.
It's actually 56 right now.
I know. It's going to get, this weekend, it's supposed to get to like 50 here.
Yeah. Just in time for my birthday. Yay. Everyone
I was going to say, you stepped on the headline. Happy birthday, Charlie Esser.
Yeah. Happy International Charlie Day. Everyone take the day off.
That's the service industry,
like, you know, people that make coffee.
Take a Saturday off. Although poor Tyler had to go to work.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Tyler was a co-host on this podcast.
Yeah. Tyler should have called in and said, "I'm sorry, it's International Charlie Day. It is a podcaster's holiday, and I must be in the Church of Podcastery."
It's like Washington and Lincoln's birthday. You should have it off.
Exactly. Think of all the good I've done for this world.
That's what she said.
Sometimes Martin Luther King Day falls on my birthday.
Oh yeah,
it is actually a national holiday, but not always. But I think like the first or the second year they had it, it fell on my birthday. So.
It used to be on his actual birthday. Now it's the third Monday in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's the 15th. It's like 5 days before my.
I'm surprised it didn't fall this year. This year is weird with holidays and stuff. My birthday's
because the year started on a Monday. Hello.
I know my birthday's on Easter this year.
Oh, April 1st.
Yep. So I expect to get lots of candy for my birthday.
Yes.
Hopefully those are chocolate eggs.
Oh.
Anywho, what are we talking about this week?
I don't know. I guess Lilith is sending me poop for my birthday. I don't know.
Well, actually, I've always wondered why no one actually made like little chocolate pellets called money pellets as an Easter candy.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, my kids would love that. They're money pellets.
Oh, good Lord.
Get on it, sixlets.
All right, let's start with TV shows, news, and things shows that actually aired. All right, let's start with Monday. Lilith, I know you watched the Gifted finale, 2-hour finale.
I cannot get into that.
But I enjoyed it.
What?
It was predictable. Honestly, I thought they were going to go for the twist and make the girl leave and leave Andy with his parents, but they had been setting up that conflict for way too long, unfortunately, for that to pay off.
Yeah.
So.
For a second there, it made it look like the sister was going to be the evil one, maybe, but no.
Yeah, that would have been the better way to go.
And they turned Polaris into, female Magneto. She's going to be leading the evil mutants.
Oh.
For now.
Isn't she?
But she's See, this is the thing. Like, if they keep bringing up the fact that she's bipolar.
Is it bipolar? Is it evil? Is it pregnancy hormones? What is it?
It's probably like a combination of bipolar and pregnancy hormones. Like, honest to goodness. And I'm just like, I know I should feel offended as a woman, but I'm trying to see where this goes.
I was going to say, from a woman who's never been pregnant. Okay.
Why would they?
Thank you. And they're all insane.
Isn't that a little on the nose to make the character who's named Polaris be bipolar?
It is a little on the nose, but it's Fox. Come on.
Are they actually doing an interesting take on actual bipolar disorder, or are they just having her?
We don't know crazy? Yet. They just hinted around it. The X-Men found her in a mental institution after she had an incident. So we don't really know what that incident was.
Because actual bipolar disorder, and depending, and of course, bipolar schizophrenia is a very different thing than just general bipolar disorder. And, there's affective disorders and all these other things.
But I'm not gonna wait for.
If they ever start changing her voice and being, now I'm Debbie, that's gonna get weird.
I don't think they're gonna go down that route.
Yeah. That can happen with dissociative identity disorder, but it's much more subtle than they do on TV usually.
Of course, I would hope so.
But they dated a girl with dissociative identity disorder once, and yeah.
Well, I did.
She had a nickname that she'd go by, so she always knew her real name, but she had this nickname. But when she would go by her nickname, that's when she was in a different state. So,
like bipolar, like my name is Charlie. No, it's the professor.
Well, yeah, just like that. So but I'm just stuck in the professor. There is no Charlie anymore. Only
I was gonna say we haven't seen Charlie in a long time, Phil. Come on.
But I think it's like what her magnetic powers like are causing her bipolar. Is that what they're kind of hinting around that? And they're also hinting around that her father.
Yeah.
I forget. Did they actually drop his name or no?
No, they just keep saying your father.
Yeah, we all know who it is, but nobody's.
But I think it has a lot to do with the fact that she hasn't been with her boyfriend. Like, they have this really cool connection with their powers. They do I think they're kind of also lining that up. Like, the further she gets away from him, the more loopy she gets, which I have a total problem with too, but...
Now, is her boyfriend Thunderbird?
No, it's a... I think it's like an original character.
He's based on somebody. I want to say...
His
name only, right?
It's Eclipse.
Eclipse.
Eclipse,
so,
yeah.
Somebody has that power, but I can't remember who now.
He shoots like these lasers or whatever, or like.
Well, it's pure energy, like.
Yeah.
Sun energy
or something. Because when he
solar energy.
When he bleeds or gets like the energy like leaking out, I'm guessing it's
he's Havoc.
Well, he's supposed to be, but they already used Havoc in the movie.
Yeah.
They couldn't.
Yeah. And let's be honest, Andy's really kind of Havoc too.
Yeah.
To be honest. In personality.
Strucker boy, yeah.
Them Struckers is almost as bad as them Summers, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll get Mr. Sinister. Experimenting with the Struckers, maybe we're going to find out Mr. Sinister was a friend of good old Granddad Strucker. Or great-granddad Strucker.
Or Trask. Anything's possible in this thing. I don't know, that's what I like. They build the world, and it doesn't feel empty like some other universes, so I guess.
I know, but they can get Dinklage back for Trask if his character's not dead.
Yeah, but
I still haven't seen.
He'd have to.
He ain't gonna be on note. Even with Dick, I don't even know if he's allowed now because Game of Thrones, whatever. That's almost over with though. So,
no, maybe. But even still, look, he's an actor who takes roles that he likes. And but he isn't so big an actor that he can just turn down a role that he likes,
But,
so if it's a good role and he liked Trask, he did Trask, I'm sure you could have him come in and at least do an episode of Trask as old man Trask in a wheelchair. That'd be fun.
I was gonna say, would you have to have like old makeup on him? Because I mean,
we don't know the timeline, so they don't have to necessarily do that.
Oh yeah, it's Fox. Never mind.
Unless he's been slipping himself a little mutant growth hormone on the side.
Just shave that mustache off he had,
keep himself young and beautiful. Yeah.
Like
now he's gonna have like a big hipster wax mustache to show that he's like down with the young kids.
Mustache.
So, did you watch it?
I watched it.
No, I can't get into that show.
Those darn movies.
I watched I was trying to watch it. It really was. And I was like, okay, Stepford Cuckoos. Okay. And it just, I don't know. It's just something about the show. It just doesn't. And again, I'm not a mutant fan. I'm not into mutant books.
So it's like, for you.
Yeah, it's not. I've not. I liked the first X-Men. I saw like the first 3 X-Men films.
There were 3.
Because
I feel like there was 1.5.
Oh.
Okay. Well, whatever. I saw the original Singerverse, which I guess we're not allowed to watch anymore because he's a rapist. As you do.
I still watch Roman Polanski movies. Don't judge me. Whatever.
What?
Well, what I always say about these things is, okay. Like, people that are saying, okay, I'm not going to work with Woody Allen anymore. I totally get that. I'm not quite sure exactly where Woody Allen is. He's definitely creepy as all heck out. But I totally get people saying, look, I just don't want to be a part of that. But for any of his older stuff, it's like, dude, you're hurting the actors and the actresses who don't have any accusations against them, who are just people trying to earn a living, you know?
Well, that's like,
yes, he made it, you know.
Yeah, that's like what we were saying about Marvel last week. It's like, you know, even if the stuff about Stan Lee was true, you can't boycott Marvel. You're just hurting those writers and artists and everyone there.
People that are trying to make a better world, you know. You don't boycott the character because you found out the creator is awful. And that's my take on Woody Allen. And, you know, he did do some funny movies. I'm sorry. Sleeper, it's classic. It's hilarious.
Yes.
You know, have a cigarette. It's the best thing you can do for your lungs.
Yikes.
And, all right, don't take medical advice from this show. All right.
Well, don't take medical advice from Woody Allen, apparently. So.
True. All right.
Did you watch Supergirl?
Yeah, did you?
No.
Did anyone else watch Supergirl?
Well, Tyler's not here, so you have to put it down for Supergirl.
Okay, I will. But Tyler and I even did a live review for it, so it's up on our YouTube page if everyone. And I'm assuming it's going to be.
There you go. So we can't talk about it, Phil, because if you give them Supergirl now for free, they're not going to go to the website.
That's true, but I mean, it was Legion of Superheroes, and everyone I know who saw it had the same problem with it. The guy at the comic book store, everyone had the same problem. You know, when it starts, Supergirl had been beaten by Rain in the mid-season finale, so she's in like this weird coma they're trying to get her out of. Rain's running amok in National City. Everyone's like, all right, you've introduced a Superman. Where is Superman? They didn't even give you... All I needed was like one line of dialogue. You know, he's off planet. He's doing this. He's doing that. Nothing.
Yeah. I hate everybody's fixation with Superman on Supergirl. That's been my number one problem since the show started. Let it be about her. Jesus.
That's fine, but you introduce a Superman into that world, so then
they really no offense to Tyler, who plays Superman. I love him on Teen Wolf.
You know, you can.
They want their Superman. Yeah, exactly.
The hints and the text messages were fine. We actually didn't need to do that because now that's what all the fans are.
But here's how they could have fixed it before, and they can fix it at any time. They just have to have an episode where, you know, they do meet, and it's like, yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't help with the Nazis, but, you know, Darkseid. It's like, yeah, I know, and I'm sorry that Starro was, like, tearing apart the Justice League, but, man, I had, like, freaking...
Exactly.
Amazonia or something, you know? I had, like, that we are constantly... This Earth is about to explode, and the only thing keeping every human being on this planet alive is that we are lucky enough to have 2 freaking Kryptonians here.
But that's also another thing about Earth 38 itself. It's so empty. It's just Supergirl and Superman.
Well, exactly. So that's why they're so busy. You know, that's why they're so busy.
That's what I'm saying. One thing in dialogue, and they could have been like, you know, okay, Superman's busy, but that's the other thing. They need to fold Supergirl in the Earth 1. That way, you know, you take Supergirl, leave Superman on Earth 38. That way.
Yeah, except then it's like, why doesn't Arrow call Supergirl every week?
Because he hates her. He has a kryptonite arrow.
I mean, that's more believable that Arrow wouldn't call Supergirl than, like, you know, Supergirl's been injured. Her city's like in mortal danger. Why isn't her cousin showing up? You know?
Yeah, but again, because you know, it's like when you read the comic books. And this is the thing, and you have to understand from that comic book perspective. You can grab any comic book off the shelf, and it's going to be, oh wow, it's a good thing the X-Men happened upon that horrible threat to the universe, because otherwise everything would have been destroyed. And you realize, oh wait, that's probably why when the Avengers are fighting that horrible threat against the universe, otherwise everything would have been destroyed, that they can't call the X-Men. In fact, you'll always hear that in the comic books. That calls out to the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, but everyone else is fighting their own fights, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. All those comic book stories, you at least get like one line of dialogue. It's like, okay, they're not on Earth, or they're busy, or they're in the negative.
And they need that. And you know, and you can even put a little lampshade on it and just have them say, oh, it is so exhausting being the only 2 superhumans on this planet. And have Superman say, yeah, you know, I just wish like someone would like just dress up like a bat sometime. And just take, you know, just some guy in a bat suit. You know, at least it would be distracting for the criminals. You know?
Well, they have hinted at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that there is a Batman? Okay.
In Gotham, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But they said there's a Gotham and a Wayne. That doesn't having a Gotham and a Wayne doesn't necessarily mean there's a Batman. You only get a Batman if his parents get killed. Otherwise, he's just, Baron Trump. He's some billionaire kid who grew up in a loving home.
You leave Baron alone. Pick on the other.
I'm not picking him. That's why I picked Baron. Because he's just a billionaire kid who grew up in a loving home. There's nothing, no great trauma in Baron's life that's going to make him put on a bat suit.
Thank you very much. That's really.
I could beg to differ on that one, but anywho, I can't get into Supergirl anymore. That the whole Monel thing, and I don't know. I think they're really losing sight of what Supergirl should be about.
Yeah, well, they're bringing in the Legion of Superheroes. We saw Brainiac 5 this
time. I mean, honestly, I get it, but I just feel like that's more suited for Flash or something at this point with the tones of the shows. I don't know.
No.
Well, maybe they're trying to shift the tone, I don't know.
Just can't get into Supergirl.
But did you see the casting?
For some reason, I always think Brainiac 5 should sound like Beast Boy, but that's just me.
I don't know. In his wig, he looked like a green, like Albert Einstein. It was weird.
Oh.
But did you see the casting news for Supergirl?
Mm-mm.
What's the casting news?
They cast someone to play Wynn's mother.
Okay, who is it?
Laurie Metcalf.
Oh, is that what that was all about?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good for her.
I'm glad that girl gets work.
Maybe she's busy with Roseanne.
Everybody's mom now. Yeah, she's doing Roseanne. We'll have to see how well Roseanne does. There's all kinds of controversy about Roseanne.
Yeah.
I wonder how many. Is that like a full season now? I wonder.
I'm pretty sure it's only 12 episodes or something like that.
And I was going to say,
And
I was going to say it's.
I don't even know how much Roseanne's going to actually want to do. I mean, I don't think she's that broke. I mean, I don't know if her macadamia nut plantation took off, but
it didn't.
It didn't. Yeah, I imagine that would be the case because.
Yeah.
What does she know about nut farming?
That's where it's at. Farming alfalfa.
No, but this is the biggest mistake people do. They get into a business because they like one aspect of the business. They don't understand that there's actually a lot of aspects of a business.
Actually, she got spin-gollied into that with her current beau at the time. Is how I take that.
That woman dates
a lot of nut jobs. Yeah, she does. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But
that's pretty cool.
I mean, that's probably only going to be an episode or two anyway. But no, I think it was saying like.
So why are we casting for his mom?
I mean, they had his father, Toy Man.
I mean, no offense. Just like when I randomly watch Supergirl, he's not Cisco. So why should I at the tech side of it? He's not as you know what I mean.
I mean,
so why do we care?
CW shows. I guess everyone has to have a tech person. So
I know, but. Do we have to care that deeply that we need his mom? Is all that I'm saying.
I don't know. I mean, depends what they.
Well, we'll have to see. We have to see who his mom was. Maybe we're gonna find out that she was a superhero in the 70s. She was Disco Girl. She was Sun Girl.
Oh, jeez.
Moving along to Tuesday.
All right, I know Lilith watched Trial of the Flash.
I mean, it couldn't have been anything else. You know what I mean? And he had to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like the fact that the thinker brought up that there was a 17% that you're going to tell the world that you were the Flash, but it wouldn't have changed the outcome. And I was like, BS. Central City loves the Flash. They bend the rules for the Flash. Okay.
Well, you know what? Well, let me play devil's advocate on that, because here's the thing: people like superheroes, I think, because they have secret identities. Because the second you actually know who this person is, it demystifies them.
You can judge them. And
suddenly you start to ask questions. So, for example, if the world knew Batman was Bruce Wayne, suddenly every choice that Bruce Wayne makes becomes a question why are we trusting this Batman? Whereas if he's just, the darkness of the night that protects the city, it's like, well, that's okay.
Barry Allen that they make on the show, he's dang near a saint anyway. So it's just
except he just killed a guy.
And when supposedly he really didn't.
Comic book. Yeah.
I mean, would people give Barry Allen more
I mean, they're more sympathetic. His father was, proven innocent later on.
And he's just an average working guy. It's if people find out Bruce Wayne's Batman, they're like, oh, there's 1%ers.
Exactly.
Yeah, and as I've said, how many kids could go through college on the cost of one Batwing?
Take a drink.
How many freaking Gotham kids could go to college on the cost of one Batwing?
Hey, who said? Hey, Bruce Wayne does give out college scholarships. I will have you know.
Yeah. And how many more could he give? Does every orphan in Gotham have a college scholarship? Are there kids in Gotham murdering their parents so they can go to college? And if so, isn't that kind of a horrific disincentive?
It's Gotham.
I give to orphans. I'm sorry, Billy, your mother's still alive. If that were to be changed, of course we'd give you a scholarship. He is an evil, evil man. At least in my brain.
The Flash, though, I'm kind of over the Flash too. For right now, the Thinker, I don't know.
I mean, I know you were saying you liked it was going to go more than one episode, but I don't want them to drag this trial out too much.
Well, the trial's over. Sentenced to life here. So
yeah, I know, but I mean,
you don't want to be in prison for more than 2 episodes. But we have to have the whole Dimby thing and.
Yeah, Elongated Man's going to be taken down the trip this week. Yeah, so while Barry's in prison. But
and Wally,
I don't think Elongated Man has
shipped off
the
the
same power to
Legends.
this plastic.
Oh yeah, that's our other news. Yeah,
really?
He's
not getting shipped off. He is being given the opportunity to really shine.
They literally
as the powerhouse
because we don't know what to do, and with Elongated Man and the Flash, there's no room for him. What else do you call?
I heard it was between story, 2 speedsters, and I heard it was like price of like the effects. But I'm like, isn't Legends effect heavy too?
I mean, that's why we nerf Ray and Citizen Steel.
Mm-hmm.
We always have to find a reason around that. So I'm happy that they kept him in the family and everything. But literally, Legends is just. Okay, we don't have room for you. Goodbye. Like that just proves the point. That's exactly what it is.
Got to replace.
Yeah, but this is the best. But Legends is so much better now. At least he's coming into Legends now that it's actually getting better.
True.
Yeah. It'd be worse if it was day one. Yeah.
This is going to be his chance to shine, and of course, he's going to be the guy that in that cliffhanger season finale. How can we get back to the people in time? Well, there might be a way. I have to access the Speed Force, but it's super, super dangerous.
I've never time traveled before. You have to.
You have to, Wally. It's the only way to save the day, and he gets to save the universe, and it's going to be beautiful. So there we go. He gets to be a legend.
That's the title. Wally saves the universe.
Because that, and honestly, maybe after that, it'll actually make sense that they're called Legends. Because it just doesn't make any sense, that intro.
Legends in their own mind, Charlie. Legends in their own mind.
Well,
that's the part that they leave out.
That needs to be the new opening. Don't call us heroes. And Wally's like, wait, what? Why not?
Because we're legends in our own mind.
Yeah, it's a bad title. They came up with the title. Well, and
it's DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Tomorrow has not come yet. Give them a chance to come into it.
Well, what is that? The actual term Legends for them is actually kind of a joke because the reason that Rip takes them is because actually you guys have no effect on the universe.
Yeah,
completely.
Which can't be true at all. Anyway. I'm just saying
it could be.
I mean, the way that they set the lore up in the shows that they got these people from, it just. I just
that's the whole joke. He originally told them they were legends, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I lied. You guys were."
But then he lied. I feel like he just is a liar. He's a compulsive liar, so you can't trust anything. Yeah. And they've learned that lesson. Thank goodness.
Yeah, but you know what? Time travelers have to be. You always have to lie because you can't affect the timeline.
Yeah.
But even though that's literally all you do ever, all the time, is affect the timeline.
but then the other Legends news that got Charlie upset, they're hinting around there might be some kind of romantic tension between Constantine and Citizen Cold.
You know, I can deal with tension.
About that.
Because he's like, Citizen Cold has a boyfriend already.
You know, I think they're more than boyfriend and boyfriend. I think that from the way that goodbye went, it seemed like a really this was a pair bond. This was two people who had their soulmates, and
yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, I don't think
I can deal with sexual tension. I can deal with sexual. Yeah. I do not want Citizen Cold. Going there. I don't want him being tempted to the dark side by that Constantine.
Constantine has chemistry with everybody, darling. So don't worry about it.
Well, I understand that, and that's fine. If there's some flirting, harmless flirting, that's fine. But I want Citizen Cold. Citizen Cold is supposed to be morally rectitude. Sure, that's a word I made up. He's not going to just run off with some, Tom, Dick, and trench coat just because his boyfriend's in another universe.
Yeah, just wait to see how it plays out. I doubt it plays out that way. I mean, he's only going to be there for one episode?
This crosses space and time for the person he loves. I expect the same from Citizen Cold. That's my statement. Fight me, nerds.
Hey, that's my line.
Trademark.
It has been hashtagged. It is
trademark. Little Hellfire.
I got a link on Facebook the other day when I said I liked Hancock, because people were asking, "What's your favorite Will Smith film?" And I said, "I like Hancock."
Me too. Fight me nerds.
Hashtag fight me nerds.
I like that. I like the concept that they had. The execution might have been a little shaky, but the concept was solid.
The first half of that movie wasn't bad. Like the first half of the movie wasn't bad. Then it just goes.
Well, I won't say why I went the second half, but anyway.
Well,
we could live commentary that one day, maybe.
All right. Speaking of disagreements, I think this next one is going to split the panel here. Black Lightning.
I liked it.
I liked it too, but Lilith?
I mean, I'm going to give it 3 episodes, but it just felt like it was trying too hard.
Contrarian.
I am not a contrarian. Like, I
said you were. Like, what was it, last week? You said you were.
But not about this show. Like, I just feel a certain way. Like, I just have to give it a couple more episodes to see if what I'm feeling is.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, okay, well, let me explain this, because Lilith is a young woman. And so she doesn't understand how dramatic it is for an old man with kids to say, well, I got to put on the uniform one last time. And honestly, it's got a haberdasher who is the secret outfit. I love that.
Discount Jim Gordon. Uh-huh.
I love the haberdasher. That is just awesome.
Is that Gamby from The Flash, the one who did all the Rogues costumes? Okay, I thought so.
Is it the same actor?
Well, no, it was from the comics. So.
Yeah.
Oh, from the comics. Okay, yeah.
So
there may be.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I love. So you've got a super haberdasher, Black Lightning, morally ambiguous stories, Black Lightning, threat or menace. And then you've got lightning and thunder. I guess we're gonna get later. And And you know what I like about it is harassment by police officers isn't the same as corruption by police officers. Police officers that just don't care are different than police officers that are on the take, like you always have in Batman. So it's like you have this different dynamic in how you're dealing with this incompetent police force. Plus, I like, what's his name? Tobias, the villain of the piece?
Tobias Whale.
Yeah, I like Tobias Whale. He is cool. Like to see albinos getting work. What can I say?
We can agree on that one.
I'm weird that way. Like when dwarves are acting, when albinos are acting, I'm happy. It's like, yes, they found a role for this really talented actor where he can come in and play this role and really embody something. And yes, basically, I'm glad they didn't put someone in whiteface for it. I'm glad they didn't powder him up to be the albino, and I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, what it is, I thought it was good. Now, it's a DC show. I don't know how often I'm going to be able to watch it because I barely get to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore.
It's in the same time. It's in the same time slots Legends was in. How can you say you can't? You won't be able to watch
Legends all the time either, though.
Wow.
Yeah. Although I try to catch it on the back end, so I'll probably put it on my DVR and I'll probably catch it up before we get to each Capes episode.
I like the cultural stuff in it. I just don't know if I like the superhero stuff in it. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah. No, fair enough. No, we haven't gotten into much superheroing yet. Right now we're just blowing up cop cars.
No, you're hanging guys in midair and dropping them.
Exactly.
Okay, that was cool. That was cool. And see, that was cool. What don't you like about that? I don't know the physics of that. I don't know how that even works. Lightning doesn't do that, but sure, why not? See, that would be the point where the black lightning makes sense, because black lightning isn't electromagnetism, it's like some kind of weird spiritual force. So that would have been cool there, to show that you can make that tangible thing that looks like lightning but is black. And again, then you don't have the weird thing like, why is he black lightning? Why isn't he just lightning?
Oh, I guarantee you we're going to get into why he's called Black Lightning. Trust me. We're going to have that conversation.
Yeah, but, it's like, was there another lightning that was already out there? It's like when Black Goliath was in the comics, there actually was another guy that was named Goliath. So it's like, okay, well, he's the Black Goliath. Although Ben Grimm just be giant. Just be giant.
Well, I think that's gonna be a whole conversation, especially if one of his daughters is gonna be Lightning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, now he has to be Black Lightning because his daughter's Lightning.
No, Dad.
I'm not just getting the new Black Lightning. I'm just getting Lightning. Why do I have to say I'm black? I'm just Lightning.
Exactly.
I'm a superhero. I'm beyond race. The post-racial superhero.
That's what they want you to believe. But anyway, I'm just going to give it 2 more episodes and see how it goes. It's still better than Arrow.
Oh, did you watch it this week, Lilith?
I watched it this morning.
Oh, did you? You watched it?
I didn't really I totally forgot Thursday. I was like, I feel like I have something to do. It came 10 o'clock and How to Get Away with Murder. I'm like, damn it. It's off my DVR too, so I had to go buy it and watch it this morning.
My wife says How to Get Away with Murder was really good this season, or that the episode was really good.
Yes, the mid-season return, so good. I love How to Get Away with Murder. Yes. It's like over the top and like just it's a primetime soap opera. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, but it's not everything.
One last thing I want to say that I really liked about Black Lightning is when he unbuttons his shirt to show his wife he's not Black Lightning. And it made me think about, because like originally he had like some kind of belt that gave him his powers before his powers got internalized. And like, does she not know that his powers are internalized now? And so maybe you can see, I don't have the belt on. I'm not Black Lightning anymore.
I think it was more symbolic. Like, if I was going to be out there shooting guys with my electricity, I'd have the suit on,
Yeah, that suit does not go under. That's not a leotard.
I know that. I know.
They said a Parliament Funkadelic.
Checking out for wounds or something. And
yeah,
then,
true.
Yeah,
true,
I thought that's what that conversation was about. And she was going to pat him down for wounds because we get those flashbacks of him bleeding in the bathtubs and all that stuff. So that's why. Yeah.
And that was just awesome and dramatic, and such a great callback to what is it? The death of Marat, I believe it is. The guy who gets murdered in the bathtub. Murders in the bathtub of French revolutionaries. Always a great thing to call back to when you're creating your visual representations of non-Christ-like moments of death. Even though
we'll have one of those, you have to.
Even though the death of Marat is actually very reminiscent of the Piete, or the Piete, yeah, the one by Michelangelo of Mary holding the body of the dead Jesus. There are visual cue references between those two, so it is technically a Christ-like, but really that's the Christ pose that was big prior to the I am Jesus on the cross, like all superheroes do now. So it's nice to have that little, let's take it a different way. We're still going to do a Christ-like pose. It's going to be this other one. I'm going to put it in a bathtub.
I'm just glad the showrunners got work at this point. That's all I'm going to say about it and move on. Arrow is a travesty, and next season better be a flashy. Major 7, we don't have the budget for anything past. Let's just be honest. It's the same sets. Just same plot lines. I can't take it with Arrow anymore.
Lilith, you'll always be my Speedy, even if you don't shoot arrows.
I can shoot arrows.
No,
right at your face.
You didn't hear that line this week?
Yeah, of course. I'm saying right at your face.
But Curtis, Wild Dog, and Dinah, I'm just like, I'm done with that. I'm just like, come on.
Nobody cares about NTA, New Team Arrow. Nobody cares. Renee is a literal traitor. And before that, he was a wild card, a loose cannon. Who cares? Get out of here! I don't care if you're a feminist. Get out of here.
Yeah, he betrayed them for his daughter, but it's like if I'd be like, even Oliver made the point. I got a kid. Nico's got a kid. You put the rest of us in danger. Thank you.
Ugh.
Yeah. But their kids weren't in danger. No one was.
Well, I mean, Oliver.
William's always going to be in danger.
Oliver was arrested right in front of his son. I mean.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I said from season 1, Arrow is a bad show. So I feel vindicated that it continues to be bad.
It wasn't a bad show in season 1 and 2, and 1/4 of season 3.
I'm sorry. The first half of season 1 was abysmal. And
That's
maybe they redeem it later.
Agree to disagree, sir.
Maybe they redeem it later, but it was a bad superhero. He wasn't supposed to be bad, and he should feel bad.
He does, and he does. Your point?
Lilith is like, it was a fine show until the Oliver and Felicity coitus.
No.
No?
1/4 of the way into season 3, it turned into a crap show. And it is what it is. It has nothing to do with Felicity when it comes to season 3 for me. It's the Ra's al Ghul thing. It's the League of Assassins. That whole thing. Like, it just...
Do you think it was the moment? Do you think it was the moment when Oliver got stabbed and pushed off the cliff, but they were like, "Oh, here's some tea and some
tea and the will to live." No, sir.
We'll save you. No. Yeah, I mean, the Lazarus pit would have been more believable, but they're just like,
"No,
sir. Drink some tea, you'll be fine."
And then Malcolm Murray was still around. Like, the whole thing with Malcolm, like, you should have not brought him back in season 2. Like, that is when it really clicked to me. Like, we just, there's no saving Arrow. If you still like it, good for you. If you don't, stop watching and stop complaining and just go on the Reddit sub. That's all you got to do. You're good.
Fight me, nerds.
So when's Gotham coming back?
Never.
They said spring. I mean, they always take these long breaks in the middle. I don't know why, but it said spring after the last episode.
Yeah, you know Batman's going to be 8 feet tall by the time he comes back. I mean, that's a problem with it. See, you don't know how big these kids are going to get when you cast them. That's why you cast small adults, not young children in young children roles.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, turn into the skid, like you say. Get that kid in the gym. You can have him in a bat suit, and next season, if they get another season, next season open.
I don't think they have the rights to a bat suit. I think that's the whole thing, is they don't have the right. That DC isn't letting them do that. Especially now that DC is over at Marvel. Especially now that it's Marvel. They're
Fox, Marvel might be.
That got sold to them, man. That Marvel is making Batman movies now, or Batman TV shows.
Some executives sitting somewhere going, "Can we put him in a Moon Knight suit?" I don't know.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Oh hey, speaking of Moon Knight, Phil.
Yes.
Did you see Moon Knight on Secret Wars?
Yes. On the Avengers cartoon on Disney XD. Yes,
because they're doing the Secret Wars. They got a battle world.
Yes.
And for what it's worth, do you think that's really the Beyonder, or is he the Stranger? Because you notice he has a Stranger mustache.
He's got the full beard, though.
Yeah, but he's got the little Stranger mustache.
I don't know. I know he's kind of.
That's the thing, and it's a weird thing that kind of merged the Beyonder and the Stranger in this.
Seems very angry, not your fun, laid-back Frank from Bayonne.
He ain't a classic Beyonder. He's a different kind of Beyonder. They made him much more like the Stranger when we see in the actual second Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the third Secret War. Well, the Secret Wars, because they did another Secret Wars series with Gravity and a bunch of other people. And basically, the idea was that the Stranger basically rebuilt Battleworld, and he was just stealing heroes because much like this one, he wanted to study them. And I think that's going to be the big reveal. It's not the Beyonder; he's the Stranger.
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to make this point that he's probably going to use. Mark my words, he's going to use the line at the end of this. It is because. So you kidding? Humans are insane. You guys. You are a podunk little speck of dust, and yet you repel alien invasions every week, And we have a saying throughout the universe that at the end of all things, the only things that will be left are humans and cockroaches, both from the planet Earth.
But I mean, yeah, I sent you that.
Most beloved creatures.
I sent you that link, right? I mean, they said pretty soon here they're gonna be. I guess they're shutting down production of all those Disney Marvel cartoons.
I think this is
why?
Because they're going to bring it all in-house and everything's going to get rebooted. And they had the same thing when Disney bought Marvel the first time, earlier, when they ended the Team Roman stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to bring the hero animation into the Disney house because they want to keep everything in-house.
And now they can add X-Men and Fantastic Four and everything, too.
Yeah. Exactly. Although they had Fantastic Four because they always had the cartoon rights to Fantastic Four and X-Men because they showed up in all of the other cartoons. So no, I think it's really just about consolidation and bringing everything more and more in house and restructuring it. And it's not for nothing the series have gone on for a while, and maybe what they want to do now is build off of the new Spider-Man series. To bring in the Avengers and all these things in that universe.
Yeah, did you see this one?
In our merged universe with the Miles Morales, who is also so now much like our current comic books, we have a Miles Morales Spider-Man and an actual.
Did you see? Did you see what's coming this weekend on that Spider-Man cartoon?
No.
The Rise of Dr. Octopus.
Oh no, the Sinister Five. Which they couldn't get one more guy. That's all I'm saying.
It's still early in the game.
Yeah, well, they're going to make that joke. Like, Sinister Five? That doesn't sound that threatening. Five? Shouldn't we be like the Fearful Five or the Frightful Five? Like, no, those ones are taken. Maybe we're the Whirling Quintet. I don't know.
But, no, speaking of...
Oh, yeah, no longer... Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of Marvel, Charlie, I know you watched last night's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic show. And I love this thing they're doing with it. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but I love this thing. Okay, I love this thing they're doing with it where, because it's such a great take on time travel, which is this idea that you have divergent timelines. That basically there was a timeline that we keep on flashing back to of everyone in real time dealing with Robin as a child. And then this idea that she's saying in the future, you're going to come back you're going to come from the past to the future. Mm-hmm. And they take them from that last point they were all seen together and bring them forward, except for Fitz. Poor Fitz. And why? Because Fitz had to go back and do all this other stuff. Although what's weird about that is that Fitz wouldn't have found her. Oh, it's crazy. But I love it because it is this great what if timeline. And I knew the second they mentioned Flint. In fact, I texted it because I'd been thinking of this for a while. What do you bet that Flint and Daisy combine their powers to rebuild the Earth? And like 2 minutes later, you have Robin saying, "Flint is the key. Flint is the key to make everything right." Obviously, Flint and Graviton and Daisy—they're going to bring it all back together at the end of it and heal the universe. And we're going to get our Graviton at the end of it. You watch. At the end of this, Graviton's going to come out of the Gravitonium. And they're going to rebuild the Earth.
Yes.
And then they're all going to go back in time. Because Graviton will open up a portal back in time for them. And then Graviton...
Then they'll be like, why did we bother? Thanos is coming.
Yeah. Well, just in time.
Mm-hmm.
You watch, man. I don't know how much Thanos is going to do on-world or Thanos is going to take everyone off-world.
Mm-hmm.
He might want a more dramatic setting for his final conquest of these things, May not want to fight the Avengers on their home turf. After all, that's where Gaia is, and nobody messes with Gaia. Elder goddess of the universe, man. All life comes from Gaia, and she decided, I'm going to chill out here on Earth. You, Wolverine, You're my chosen hero. Go live forever and fight things. Guy has spoken.
You short little hairy Canadian dude. Come here.
Yeah, why not, man?
Leave it to the Canadians to save us.
He's
always saved by the Canadians.
He's rocking a space stone now in the comics.
Yep.
Got him out of
Space
that
Stone came looking for him.
Got him out of that adamantium. But
yeah, you know.
Speaking of Marvel and speaking of TV, we teased this last night for a little bit, Charlie. But we got a premiere date for Cloak and Dagger.
Yes.
June 7th, Thursday, June 7th at 8 p.m.
On what station?
Was it Freeform, right?
Freeform, yeah.
Okay.
As long as
did nobody finish Runaways? Because I didn't. I couldn't.
I didn't start it.
No.
I mean, it's on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu.
Free trial, people.
I got to cancel my Amazon Prime before they start charging me. And I'm really mad because I wanted to watch the second season of The Tick, but I don't got $12 right now, man.
That's true. I didn't activate my free trial. I could do that. How many episodes is Runaways?
I think it's 12.
Okay.
Or 13, something like that. It's very small.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Runaways were never that interesting to me to start with.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm more excited for Cloak and Dagger, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's on Freeform. Don't get your hopes up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
And we do know they have rewritten their origin completely.
Little can it be worse than the Arrowverse?
Yes, on Freeform it can be.
I haven't really watched Freeform, so
as a person who reads a lot of books, and a lot of my books that have adaptations have ended up on ABC Family, which is now Freeform. Brace yourself, fool. Brace yourself.
Here's what I'll say. It's important that they're no longer ABC Family. Now they're Freeform.
They're edgy. Little edgy.
Well, they're stepping away from their branding to make something a little more broad-based.
Edgelord. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I mean, here's what I say. I'm excited about it, if for nothing else, because I do believe we're going to get an Agent Carter tie-in. Maybe, and I don't mean that Haley Outwell's going to show up. I'm just saying that there's going to be references back to that second episode with that was the second season, yeah, with the Zero Matter, also the Dark Force, and that Zero Matter, because we know that the Dark Force is what powers Cloak, and its opposite number is what powers Tandy. We see in this preview, spoilers, that Tandy has their powers at their meeting, but did not realize it until they first touch, and that activates her powers. So presumably that's going to activate his powers as well. And we're going to get something interesting from this, and it's going to be kind of like The Gifted with what is our family history? Except I don't watch The Gifted, so I don't really know how deep that ever got. But I think it's going to be about the mystery of what Roxxon has been doing with the Zero Matter science, because they still own it, man. The Strategic Scientific Reserve might have, confiscated a bunch of stuff, but they're like, that's not how science works, actually. Once we know stuff, we still know it. We didn't all forget about it, All we got to do is bust good old Whitney Frost out of the mental institution, give her a pencil, and just start talking to her. Get some good, get us a moonstone to talk her down, Someone call that guy from Modern Family to come in. We need a psychiatrist who's really good with superhumans. Oh man, we don't get.
I wish you guys the best of luck in that endeavor. All I can say is I've had nothing but bad taste left in my mouth from adaptations from that particular side of TV land.
So you're not going to try it? You're not going to give it one at least?
I'll read a review from somebody I trust, and if it sounds okay, I'll give it one.
Okay.
I'm not going to be someone she trusts, so.
But
if you write a blog post, I will read it and I will watch.
Yeah. Okay.
Pressure's on, Charlie. Pressure's on.
Yeah, the gauntlet has been thrown.
But I'm hoping to get a review. I think we should do a live review of this. Gotham by Gaslight comes out digitally January 23rd, February 6th on Blu-ray. So when it hits Blu-ray, can we do a review?
Or
commentary?
or just get the digital download. Why do you guys make me wait? Because then I forget about it. Like, I literally get it the day it comes out, then I forget about it.
All right, I guess I can do digital.
I'm just kidding. We can do it whenever's best for everybody else.
So we're gonna do a live commentary on that. Because do you think this will be a good one?
It's not.
No,
I didn't even like the comic book that it's based on. So
I mean, it's all right, but
Yeah.
Batman versus.
Isn't
Jack
it
the
basically
Ripper.
Spider-Man Noir, but with Batman?
It's Batman versus Jack the Ripper.
yeah.
So it's like steampunk Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Back in the day, and then did you see what the next one is, Lilith?
I don't care anymore. What is it?
It's another Suicide Squad, another R-rated Suicide Squad cartoon. Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay.
So is this the sequel to Assault on Arkham, or?
I don't know if it's a direct.
No, like it can't be because that was actually like a different technically universe. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, because I think some of the voices are different. I think some of the characters might be different too. I mean, I know Deadshot and Harley are there, but I'm trying to remember who else was there.
I can't with the Suicide Squad anymore. They're not interesting in this commercial.
Am I frozen or you? Okay.
He's frozen. He's frozen in time.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking because all of a sudden you guys both stop moving, but I never know if it's me or if it's you.
He can mess with him.
You never know how these connections work, man. Yeah. Okay. Digital technology, it's not perfected yet.
Google is our overlord and savior. You take that back. It works perfectly every time. Better than Skype, I will say.
Yeah, well, you know what? We got a guy who's recording this on a Mac, so who knows?
How dare you.
We got some Mac guy here. I feel like that kid from Stranger Things talking about, don't lag us up with your substandard internet connection.
Did you take out the garbage? I already took out Ben, Dad.
That's so lame. But they're kids, so I guess it makes sense that they're that lame. But it's like
it's online gaming, Charlie.
No, I don't do that.
You're talking to a kid right now. Don't insult her.
Yeah, online gaming is awesome.
I have nothing against online gaming. I just never done online. My kids do it. My son is always going on and fighting people on the
play
internet.
like StarCraft or Conquer and Commander. Yeah.
Okay. I have only so much time in my day. There's comic books to read.
Don't sleep.
There's news to watch, and there's beer and rum to drink. Okay.
You can do that while you're gaming. I do.
Yeah,
I knew that was coming.
You get your headset going and you get a straw. You're good to go.
She probably has like a 6-foot long straw. This cup's like sitting on the floor, just like that.
I'd be here at the counter.
But no, it's good.
So, I've got the eternal hallway in the background now, rather than the dirty dishes.
The infinite.
We missed the dishes.
Yeah.
That was like your trademark.
Yeah, well, you see, you know what it is? It's all about lighting. And like now, I can use the natural lighting from the window because we're doing this in the morning.
The frame is pretty face. Look at that.
Yeah, well, I'm all about lighting, man. I'm all about making a good shot. And this is the one I picked, so.
Nice. Comic books?
Oh no! Wait. Before we get to comic books, I was going to segue in because we were mentioning video games. Did you see the thing for that Nintendo? What is it, Labo? Lilith?
Yeah, I love Nintendo. Like I'm a Nintendo nerd, like to my core. And I just went, but why? Like the Switch is not for me. It's definitely for like kids that are like way younger than me. Like I just don't like anything about the Switch.
It's funny you said that because like I know Luca has it. He's 4, but I've heard people who are like 25 and 40 have it, and I'm just like,
I mean, it's interesting because it's more mobile. You know what I mean? Like, because God knows, like that. The last handheld game we had was what PlayStation Vita, and that was poop. So like the handheld gaming stuff has died, and so I feel like Nintendo saw an opportunity, and that's why like the Switch is really kind of thriving only on that alone.
Yeah, well,
but I think that the Wii was superior. I don't even like Wii U. I think that the Wii was superior to both these later models.
Yeah. What I'll tell you is that handheld gaming is huge. It's just all mobile gaming now.
Yes.
And this is as a hardware company trying to figure out, rather than making a Nintendo phone, which honestly, might be the smartest thing they could do. They're trying to get into that market where they can have a handheld game.
Although their DS
with you.
rock the market. Like anytime they make a new update to the Nintendo DS, like kids even me, go out and like, yes, like they actually know how to do it well, all the way back from Game Boy. So it's just like, so when you do the Switch, it's just kind of like, maybe just focus on that 3DS XL number 4 or whatever.
I'm just saying they should make a DS phone.
Tristan's gonna phones aren't the best for gaming. Like I can't. Like I just can't get that. Like
no,
if you just like a brain teaser
nice
or whatever, that's fine.
Maybe not a phone, but a tablet, because that's the comparison people make with the Switch. Is it's like their tablet almost, the Nintendo tablet. So,
you know what? Someone needs to make a Wristamajig. That's the future. The Wristamajig. You ever watch Futurama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's not a Wristamajig. It's not big enough. A Wristamajig has to cover your forearm.
You mean what, like Leela has?
But you have the one that covers your forearm and gives you that nice big screen, especially if you can do a little holographic heads-up display.
It's coming. It's going to go with the chip in your brain, but it's coming.
I want 3D holograms. I want 3D holograms. I do.
I am not putting a chip in my brain. How am I going to upgrade that? That's ridiculous, this idea that you're going to actually put hardware inside your body. No, you need something that can be outside your body so that you can upgrade. It's like this idea, we'll just install this right into your brain. It's like, no, because that's going to be obsolete in 10 years. I'm still going to be around. What, I can't interact with things now because I have obsolete technology in my body? I have to go through an
Black Mirror episode.
I have to do an entire freaking surgery just to upgrade? No. External technology humans are not going to become cybernetic because what's going to happen is you're going to get a bunch of people that are going to get like these cybernetic implants, and then like 10 years later, like, yeah, my cybernetic implant, it's too outdated to work, so I can't use it anymore.
Only the rich can afford the good upgrades.
Well, no, not even the rich can afford the good. No, it's actually the rich, because the rich will be the first adopters, and then they're going to be stuck with this obsolete technology. And then it's going to be like this whole weird...
It's going to be like cosmetic surgery. They're going to go in every year and get the upgrade.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that you can't do that to the actual physical body that much. You know, you can't always be cutting into your brain, Phil.
They'll
That's
find
going to have a deleterious effect.
Well, maybe it won't be cutting. Maybe it'll just be like an injection of nanites or something.
Well, sure, when they perfect the nanites, that's great. But then you know what you're going to have? You're going to have obsolete nanites fighting for survival inside someone's body, because the new nanites are going to be coming in, and it's going to be, we must protect our way of life as the sentient nanites that live inside your body. We will not go down to you, superior nanites. We are the superior nanites. We have been upgraded. You will be assimilated. And this is a movie for you right there, kids. Right there.
I'm telling you, every year they're going to be pushing.
I feel like Osmosis Jones did it already, though.
CBS
and all that was about. Osmosis Jones was about chemicals and the body working together to fight off diseases. This is about two opposing cultures of nanites coming to war within the body. And
you say bugs, I say ants. A bug's life, I say ants.
Yeah, there you go. Hire me, Black Mirror. I can write these things for you.
Oh, gee.
That knows that guy's name is Charlie too, which is funny. The guy that created Black Mirror.
So I got an ant if I ever meet him. Because guy's named Charlie, we always get along together.
Make sure you buy some cufflinks just to get the Seinfeld reference in that he had previously.
I actually, you laugh. Well, I own cufflinks. Thank you very much.
I know, but like the Seinfeld episode, you have to make sure he owned it. There you go.
I need an opening. Both have the first name, Jerry.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Worked for George Papard.
True. George Papard's been dead for years. We knew a lot about the 18.
Okay. Are we ready to talk about comic books? I just have to get this off my chest.
Sure.
Okay. Which comic book did you read?
Okay. You remember when we used to do World's Finest, Phil, and that book, Damage?
Yeah.
When we said that was DC trying to get a Hulk, they brought it back again.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember that was called Damage.
Or was it Rampage? I don't.
Was it?
I feel like it was Damage.
But yeah, they brought the concept back. Yeah,
it's just like Stop trying to make a Hulk. Stop. You're bad at it. This is the worst idea. Like I can't.
I thought Doomsday was their Hulk.
No, that
is. He's like technically this entity is kind of like Doomsday stuck in the kid or whatever.
Yeah, because I remember like because I only really know Doomsday from Smallville. So I know
don't talk then. That is the worst interpretation of Doomsday.
I like that interpretation because it was basically, I have this inside of me I can't control.
I like Sam Witwer, who played the human host, but everything else about that was a tragedy.
Okay.
A travesty and a tragedy.
A travesty.
Are we allowed to say that?
I just did.
But yeah, Lilith, I saw that and it left a bad taste in my mouth too. Just like, ugh. The only thing in that line that if I read anything from that line, it's probably going to be the Terrifics. I might give it a chance, but everything else, I'm like, it's not really.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Terrifics for some random reason. I don't know why.
What are the Terrifics?
They're Fantastic Four ripoff with Mr. Terrific, Plastic Man.
Okay, yeah, I heard about
Metamorpho. That. Yeah.
How was it a Fantastic Four ripoff?
Well, in the advertising, aren't they even saying something, Lilith, about
because Plastic Man can be Plastic Man is no Reed Richards, like.
And in all the advertising, I'm seeing like references to family and stuff, and I'm like, none of these people are related.
Family is who you choose, not who you're related to.
Yeah,
exactly. Family don't end with blood. To quote the great Bobby from Supernaturals, I had to get it in, guys. Don't judge me.
Take a drink.
And the phrase "blood is thicker than water" actually relates to the blood of battle is thicker than the water of the water.
But
I guess I'm counting the placenta.
It's closer than who you happen to be born with.
But speaking of DC, I'm sure everyone saw the big news about Action Comics 1000.
Our long national nightmare is over. The man finally put on some underwear.
Superman's trunks are back.
How do we feel about this? I mean, I don't care.
I care a lot.
I like it. I mean, I like it better than every costume he's had since New 52 started.
Well, you can't judge it by that.
Here's what I'm terrible costume design. The reason you have those external shorts, especially if you're a male character, is that if you just have a leotard without the shorts, it bunches, and this is what actually keeps your lines. You want those visible panty lines, to keep your lines tight because you need something to lift and separate.
To distract and bring it straight to focus.
To make another Seinfeld reference, my boys need a home.
Well, yeah, not for nothing, yes. And the thing is because otherwise it just looks like pants. And if you got a big spandex gap there, it just looks weird. Trust me, you need
it works for the comic books, but it definitely doesn't work for the movies. I actually do like the design of the movie better. But in comic books, go for it. Go crazy.
Yeah, but that's all CGI,
Good CGI some
they
CGI'd out his mustache. They can do his junk.
Yeah. Anyway, why did he have a mustache?
Because he was.
We're not talking about this.
They brought him back in for reshoots. That's why.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So that's the story. I'm glad that his trunks are back. I actually always thought that was an iconic part of the costume design.
So are they going to bring back the rest of his personality that goes with those underpants? Not likely. Is my point. Don't you dare.
He seems pretty cool in the current comic book.
I don't know, but I
haven't read him in a while, so I don't know. Maybe he's all a jerk now.
Yeah, but who's lurking in the pages of Action 1000, right? Bendis.
Exactly.
Do you think they're going to give him the Bendis, Lilith?
I don't think for the 1000th issue. I think the issue after that is where all the Bendis comes out. Just
okay. Here's what I'm going to say. For the most part, Bendis is just very quippy. He writes every character as if they're Spider-Man or a character on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Lots of dialogue.
Which is not who Superman is. Like,
Well, true, but who's to say Superman can't? It's like I would be more worried about him writing Batman as super quippy than I would about
if you can save the quips for Lois Lane, then that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the character that you do that with, not Superman.
Well, yeah, but not for nothing. That's usually where Bendis puts his quips. It's when everyone's just chilling out. That's where he gets quippy. He's not as quippy in
Superman. I just don't see Bendis for Superman. I think it's not the best choice, but we'll see.
Well, is he like going to be regular on Superman, or is he just getting to write one of the stories in Action 1000?
Right now, they just said Action, but they haven't said what he's going to be working on.
Because they don't want people to freak out. That's why.
Yes. Oh, did we talk about Gail Simone writing Domino?
We mentioned a little bit. Are you excited?
Nah.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. Like Bill and I touched on this on Wade's World, which you know you don't watch.
I don't. Dude. You know how little time I have to watch.
Oh, you're not taking the subway.
And honestly, no, I'm not gonna drive. I don't. I'm.
You gotta pay attention to the road, especially in Jersey. I get it.
I can do podcasts when I do laundry now. That's when I can get, or when I might listen to podcasts when I'm walking to the grocery store.
But I mean, the whole Domino thing, it's like, if it was natural, I guess, but I think they're just doing it because she's going to be in Deadpool 2.
I mean, I would have waited to see the reaction to Deadpool 2, her character in it, before I just started, hey, yeah, let's make a book. But
no, they always seem to want that machine in place when the movie comes out. So, the day goes to see the movie, there could be like, oh, there's a Domino book. I'll go pick that. I like her.
Or you could just go pick the books up that she was already in.
X-Force, yeah.
Yeah, except for the fact, first off, it's not like they're gambling with this because they're putting a really well-respected writer of both female-driven books and books that are morally dubious in charge of it. So if this is the Marvel Secret 6, I think this could be good.
All I'm saying is the Church of Gail Simone ain't as strong as it used to be. So we'll just wait to see what we see.
Does it work? Does it work if she goes like writes her as the mutant Black Widow? Yeah, does it work? No.
I mean, like I said, I'm only mad about it because it's a mutant book, and I don't read mutant books.
He's a racist, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm totally. It's what I think that, I think superheroes need an origin. I'm going to say that. I think that basically the fact that Stan Lee got real lazy one day and said, I don't want to make up an origin. Just give them powers. Just give them powers, Kirby. Just here's some powers. Give those to those characters. Give us a story.
I was got lazy when it came to mutants.
Yeah, they really basically it's like, well, why do they have to be exposed to radiation? Maybe they just got superpowers by mutation.
Things in life just happen.
Sometimes. Yeah, well, fair enough, but then it's like
you have to deal with
the
that.
thing with,
and that's the kind of the point of mutants outside of it.
Oh, but one thing I did like in the Gifted, because for the parts I did watch, was the human, the anti-mutant guy talking about how humans did not succumb just because Neanderthals should have been more fit to survive than they were, which actually isn't true, because although Neanderthals had bigger brains and were stronger, they did not have the social interactions that humans developed. And for what it's worth, humans interbred with Neanderthals, so we actually are just human Neanderthal hybrids for the most part. But that's a whole other bag of hammers. But I like this idea that, presenting it that just because something seems like they should be the master race doesn't mean they are. So I thought that was kind of a cool take on it. If it wasn't, couched in, hating mutants so much,
Can't call it hate the muties.
Speaking of mutants, Lilith, did you read X-Men Gold number 20?
I did.
So you saw the proposal?
I don't think this was the best one for me to come back on.
Oh no!
Who got proposed to?
Well, as Colossus lay dying, Kitty Pryde proposed. So.
Oh.
And I believe they already announced this was not issue 20. Issue 30 is when they're getting married.
Yeah.
Isn't that when Scott Summers and Jean Grey got married in issue number 30?
Well, okay. Let's just be clear here. Okay, first off, Star-Lord was a fling. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We all need those. And I think Kitty and Colossus, I think they've always had this, will they, won't they? And I think it's always been kind of they will at some point, because that's what happens in the future. Because we saw that in Days of Futures Past,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I for one endorse this mutant marriage.
This is a collaboration with Russia you can get behind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you die, I don't know if you're still a citizen of the country in which you were born. So,
if we were reborn,
and not for nothing, I'm just gonna. He's not technically. He's a Soviet, not a Russian.
Okay. Yeah, but I thought he was from Russia.
Is it from the Ukraine?
Actually, no, he's actually from the Ukraine.
So he's part of the. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he's actually part of a country that's not actually part of the Russia anymore. He's actually part of the former Soviet state.
Yeah.
He actually, or was he from Georgia? Yeah, but I know he was from one of the breadbasket parts of Russia, which most of Russia is not a breadbasket. He was from a portion of Russia that was. Yeah, it's.
The artwork is so phenomenal in that book, though, so it'll keep me coming back for that along. Yeah. The rest of the story is pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
did anybody read Superman 39?
Nope.
No.
Superman. It's kind of cute. Superman takes a bunch of kids from the children's hospital up to the Justice League Watchtower. Okay. Oh, here's another selling point. Lilith. They get to meet the Justice League. Tell me what's missing, Lilith.
Oh, Green Lanterns?
Hal Jordan was the Green Lantern. There's no Simon or Jessica.
They're trying to make it like the movie, sweetie. It's like, they don't exist. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm okay with the Justice League without a Green Lantern, to be honest. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, Justice League is kind of heavy powered as it is, so, Got a Superman and a Wonder Woman and a Flash.
And an Aquaman.
And a Batman.
No.
And an Aquaman. Yeah. And an Aquaman. Yeah, you got an Aquaman. Aquamans are cool.
I can dig it.
Aquatic men are fine. Everyone loves their Aquaman.
He just hates mutants.
Now he just sounded like a Wes Anderson movie for no reason.
He just hates mutants, not aquatic men.
Well, because it's not that I hate mutants. I just can't get into it because you know why I can't get into mutants? Because I don't know why most mutants don't just use their powers for mundane things. Like, let's say I'm a mutant that can, create fire. Why am I not working as a welder? Or more importantly, why am I not working as a guy who's boiling water for power plants? Why am I not creating clean energy for the world and thereby being, everyone loves mutants. These guys, they give us this free energy. They're just these great people and making, not for nothing, a nice middle class living with health benefits for that.
Because you're a mutant, you have to time travel.
But I'm just saying, it's like, you think about most sure, a lot of mutants there. This is one of the things that was actually kind of cool in that short-lived Hellcat book, where they actually really had all of these Inhumans and probably a few mutants as well, who were I don't want to be a superhero, but that's what I figure I have to be because I have these powers. It's like, no, why don't you just go use your telekinesis to restock shelves, Use your telekinesis to actually lift things and move them, because there's lots of there's job opportunities for mutants moving things with your mind. So that's why I don't get into mutants. It's like I have these powers, but I don't have an origin for these powers. So why am I being that different of a person?
Yeah, that's what I like about Static Shock with the Bang Babies.
Yeah, I mean, how so?
Well, I mean, that's the origin. Like, the world didn't have that before, and then they have this big explosion for where the meta gene gets activated for everybody. And it's...
Well, yeah, but it's not like most of the when they got their powers, they all became superheroes or supervillains.
Well, no, not all of them. Some of them go off and they do use them. You see when he meets some of them that aren't necessarily a criminal or want to be a hero. They're just
Rubber Band Man was just a DJ. He just wanted to be a DJ. Was his name Rubber Band Man, if I recall correctly?
What are you talking about?
The guy with the stretchy. I only know from the cartoon. I don't know if there was a comic. I know there was a comic book as well.
Yeah, I don't think he was in the comic book. I think that was for the cartoon.
Okay, yeah. So there's a character who basically you find out later he has these. He's basically got stretchy powers. He's like, no, I'm a DJ, and that's what I do. And he's like, and he winds up dating Static's sister, and then there's a whole thing with like criminals in the music industry and yada yada yada. Yeah, there's Suge Knight character who's evil. I mean, he eventually goes to jail, but then turns out. Yeah, well, you know,
I mean,
Suge Knight is evil. We know that. I don't think that's a shock to anyone. Like, yeah, you know, Suge Knight, he's kind of a supervillain. You know,
and he thrives on that perception. So,
no, well, you know, if nothing else, it's all about branding.
I mean, you don't name your company Death Row for nothing. Anyway, yeah.
So anyway, your weekly reminder: Nightwing was out this week. Are you still on it?
I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out.
I didn't like that it jumped. Like they did the whole flashback thing, and there was a different artist, and
yeah.
I can give or take.
Can I ask an odd question? Have they ever given Nightwing actual wings? Because like the technology exists in the DC.
He had like glider wings. Because in one of those versions of the disco suit, didn't he have a little? And I know in the animated series he had like those.
Yeah, he did have the image.
Okay, but like not like full flight wings.
No,
he's a sugar glider.
Not like Falcon. Yeah, not like Falcon style wings. You know.
No. Sugar glider, just what Spider-Man had sometimes in the cartoon.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Or in the movie, has the glider wings in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And did anyone read Batman 39?
No.
Batman and Wonder Woman stuck in another dimension where time moves quicker than our dimension. So,
is Batman aging rapidly?
Well, no. Is there like romantic tension, even though he's engaged now?
I was gonna say, that is my ship of all ships, and I'm tired of them playing around with it. He's engaged to Catwoman. Let's just.
Oh, Batman and Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're talking about that DC animated universe. Oh, such great unresolved PG sexual tension.
Yes. Yeah, when they put.
So I'm sorry, Lil, are you shipping Wonder Woman Batman, or are you shipping Batman Catwoman?
I ship Batman and Wonder Woman in certain iterations, but in this particular case, I think they just need to. Catwoman says end all be all. Don't even bring it up anymore. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Agree. I think that Batman and Catwoman should get married and
have a little baby huntress and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. And then carry on that Wayne family tradition of dressing like a bat and being a billionaire and not helping people except by punching, because that's what Waynes do. It's not like we actually try to solve a problem. We just like to punch at problems. Because deep down, we're still just angry little children. Mad the universe took our parents away. Except this one didn't lose her parents. So why does she honestly should be like
following the family footsteps though.
Yeah, but it's like, at some point she should say, like, you know what, this is kind of stupid. Why don't I just use my massive wealth and holdings to actually just try and improve the economy of Gotham?
Because we all know Bruce is a little crazy, and that's probably genetic. Just saying.
Yeah, and not for nothing, it's not like Catwoman is the model of sanity either. She dresses up like a cat, and she doesn't even have dead parents to blame it on. Or maybe she does.
Well, she has a whole other origin that could explain that, but.
Well, yeah, she's got like 6 origins now, so.
I thought we were up to 12, but
yeah, okay. I don't really keep track. I don't follow DC. I just know that basically every time Catwoman shows up, there's a different. She's like, who's that character? There's a lot of them, but the Sentry.
I think Aquaman was the best DC book this week. Fighting nerds on that one.
I was going to ask you about that. Aquaman 32, Mirror for Queen.
You know it.
Mirror.
I like that they're bringing her to the forefront. I'm really enjoying this right now.
So is she going to make it as Queen of Atlantis? Is she going to live and be Queen of Atlantis?
I think they're going to do it. I think they're actually going to do it so that Aquaman has,
I'm never quite clear on this whole let's elect someone queen idea, or let's elect someone king idea. Like we're going to elect you into an absolute office. Like, you need to have a Congress of fish people and have a constant back and forth. That's one thing I like every so often that they do in Wakanda is they did have that there was a Congress in Wakanda. Yeah, during the Doom Wars, they actually showed that basically, because basically you have kind of prescient is Dr. Doom influencing Wakandan elections to get people in power that support his causes and.
What are you saying?
The destabilization of Wakanda.
What are you saying, Charlie? It's unbelievable that a foreign power could influence the election.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's interesting that when I think about it, that's interesting. Now that I think about it,
No.
Marvel was writing this about in Doom.
Well, let's just be real. It's not the first time to happen. Let's just move on. I mean, we've done it to other people, and it's only fair if that got done to us. Just put it to you that way.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
I didn't start it.
Yeah, that means they both get eaten now.
Wrong.
Good. I love goose.
The action.
The what is delicious. It's inhumane, but it's delicious. I don't care.
That was from duck, not goose. Please, yes. What was from duck, not goose?
No.
Yes.
No.
The actual phrase is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander.
We don't know what's happening.
As long as it's orange sauce, I don't care.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
All right. Any other comics or anything anyone wants to throw out there? Because
it was a bad week for comics, bro.
I don't know. I mean, we had a big Marvel conversation last night on super connectivity.
Yes, Avengers was interesting.
Who is Voyager?
We know who Voyager is now.
Oh, he claims it's Gwenpool.
I wanted to direct them to go see the show to learn that, but yes. Voyager is actually...
Edit it out in post, Rob.
Yes.
It was big.
But yeah, no, it is just honest, and it's like, that is clearly what they're doing there. And
yes,
awesome.
but wait. But how is it Gwenpool? That's what... They have to go for the meat body of the conversation.
And what they're going to do, they're going to have her realize that I walk backward in my issues. And we actually already saw her do that because we saw her travel in time in her book. She did it by going to the future and going to the past and doing all this stuff. She's done it in her book. She can do that.
Come on.
Now she just has to figure out how to jump.
I thought you wanted them to go check out Super Connectivity. Why are you giving the milk away for free? You're never going to get married at this point.
Because you started it, man. You started it.
Oh.
Yeah, you opened the floodgates. I was being good about it. I wasn't even going to talk about any of those great books we talked about on Super Connectivity, like Doctor Strange and the Avengers and Thor, all of which are awesome. Even if we did see that one of our theories may not be perfect because we realized that actually Wolverine has the Space Stone apparently, not the Mind Stone or the Spirit Stone. But you know what? Who knows how it works? And who knows how the stones are communicating with each other?
So if you want to be kept up to date Keep following Capes and Lunatics. Keep following Super Connectivity. If you're looking for a fight, follow Lilith Hellfire's Twitter.
And click that bell so you can watch us live
every Saturday morning or Friday night.
Yeah, or just know that, hey, we put up one and come see it before it posts to your podcasting narrative. And you get to look at my beautiful face, and Lilith's beautiful face, and Phil's beautiful face. And sometimes Tyler, too.
Philip!
He's not here, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's why I said something. Tyler comes around, he's here, he comes and he does his show, and we embrace Tyler.
Yes.
We do.
He is one of us.
And if you actually do like Supergirl, be sure to check out the Krypton report.
If you're not Lilith Hellfire, you like Supergirl, check it out.
and Krypton, whenever that debuts, that's what the show was originally for.
Well, he was going to do both, but yeah, isn't that, what is that, March, I think? Krypton premieres? Yes, I think end of March, yeah. If you want to be thrilled by the exploits of Superman's grandfather, check out Krypton.
Is it grandfather or great-grandfather?
I think it's grandfather, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Although they said they're doing time travel. They're bringing in Adam Strange at one point, I guess, and Brainiac's going to be in it, so.
Brainiac should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Brainiac should be. He's Kryptonian. Oh, no. I'm sorry. That thing is Smallville again. And other retcons that put him on Krypton.
The animated series, yeah.
Yeah, the animated series, yeah.
Well, in those continuities, at least it actually made sense within the mythology, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
especially when it came to the Smallville, I did like that explanation.
Yeah. Well, and I like the idea of of Brainiac being, sort of like the what were they called? In Futurama, the super brains that were going to destroy the universe, because once they knew everything in the universe, once they created they were just going to destroy the universe, so there's no more knowledge that they have to absorb.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I can't think of what they were called.
Yeah, they were the brain thing, but they had the brainosphere, and yeah. But that's basically like this idea that Brainiac just didn't want to deal with you freaking Kryptonians anymore. So he's just going to destroy the planet. Okay, that's all Kryptonian culture. I got it. And that's why he hates Superman. Superman's out there creating more Kryptonian culture. It's like, dude, I'm trying to fulfill my purpose. My program says record all
But then they also gave him redemption with the Legion. So I did like that too. So that was pretty cool.
I am so
a great show.
I am so proud of my son. 4 years old. We're watching Supergirl this week. He goes, "Who's that?" I said, "That's Brainiac 5." He goes, "Is he a bad guy?" I said, "No, he's a good guy." He goes, "But Brainiac 1 is a bad guy." I was like, "Oh, he knows. He knows."
Oh yeah, but you know what? Like, what is that? Ultron 5 is a good guy, married to Spider-Man's daughter, and is married to, or is Clint's ex-wife.
Oh,
in Old Man Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So Ultron can be redeemed. So can anyone.
These AIs are only as evil as their creators.
Well, once you don't download Hank Pym's freaking insanity into, you're fine. Like most AIs are like, oh, okay, dude, yeah. But you get all Hank Pymmy in you, and it's like, yeah, Hank Pym, that guy's a nut job.
Speaking of evil Hank Pyms, did you see I guess Michael Douglas has allegations against him now?
That's not surprising.
I was gonna say, yeah, look at the time that he came up in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised about anything at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Sharon Stone?
I don't think. I don't have the details in front of me, but.
Yeah.
She is not going to say a word.
Yeah, I don't think.
She is fading into obscurity.
I think they even said Sharon Stone hasn't said nothing about anybody yet.
Yeah. She's happy and content to be faded into obscurity. So.
Yeah. Well, she's coming back. She's might be Janet Van Dyne, they said.
Okay, so she's definitely keeping her mouth closed either way.
I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was Janet Van Dyne.
Is that? Oh, okay. I'm mistaken.
All your blondes don't look alike, Charlie.
No. Well, because I thought
rampant anti-mutant hatred. All blondes look alike. Charlie, you're digging yourself a hole this week, man.
You can
in
have
Hollywood,
Charlie. You're gonna need it.
In Hollywood, yeah, all blondes look alike. I'm sorry. They designed, they press them out just like those Stepford cuckoos,
And on that note, we're way to end on the Stepford cuckoos.
All right, are we getting out of here then?
Yep.
All right. If you want to discuss anything you heard here today, I don't know why you would, but you can email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, @CapesLunatics. And our voicemail, please send us voicemail. We love interacting. 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And Lilith, if people want to fight you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter @LilithHellfire. Live tweeting Black Lightning and not the Flash Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
For the next few episodes.
Next few episodes, yep. And then I'm going to go back to Blackish and whatever else. Then for everything else, @Adventures in FG. That's Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter @Adventures in FG. And that's all I'm going to plug today.
And if any blondes or mutants have a bone to pick with you, Charlie, where can they get a hold of you?
I am a blonde, so I can pick on blondes as much as I want. Because it's in the family. You can always write to me that old-fashioned email way the way our Moz and Paws once did @superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I got to do last night. And other things. I was hoping to live tweet Doctor Who, but it actually doesn't premiere tonight, even though I thought it was. And so now I'm actually kind of sad that it's not premiering tonight. @Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser, with the 2 E's in the middle for quality.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I live tweet. I will live tweet the Flash @Nightwing PDP. That's right, Lil. And nightwingpdp@gmail.com. All right. I think that was a good episode. We threw a lot of stuff at you this week. And remember, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to YouTube. It'll tell you when we're live.
Click the bell.
That's right, click the bell. Because who are we? We are the Capes
and
Lunatics.
Yay!
You gave up on ampersand?
I like to switch it up.
It flows off. I think it flows off the tongue better. Love that ampersand.
Poor Rob.
Why I can do that in English? Now, supposedly, we're one of the better shows in the network. God help us all.
Shh! You can't say that.
Yeah, I think he tells that to everyone, Phil.
That's true. Daddy loves us all.